I already had to mute somebody talking about too much info. That's not something you want to say going into one of my readings, because if you think me telling you I gotta go pee is too much info, what are you doing here? Anyways, hi guys, how are you? Happy Monday. I have just first off to give you just maybe an idea of the energies. I can feel, first of all, I have like 6 decks, and I have a slew of downloads, channeled messages about so many things. So a message within itself is just this. I feel like your mind can't rest because there's just so many things stimulating and triggering you, and you might feel exhausted because there's just so much that requires your attention and energy at this time, which I feel like we had been preparing for over the past couple of months. But anyways, even just this reading feels like there's a lot of information. There's a lot that's trying to get through to you, collective. Okay, whether internally or externally, it was an internal blockage that was stopping a lot from coming in towards you. It was this, I don't want to hear it, or no, or resistance, or ego, or whatever. So now that you've done all this clearing work internally, there's just a lot that can now come into you that you're in alignment to receive. It's almost like compounded in a sense. So anyways, I have lots of downloads and lots of decks. We're going to pull plenty of cards. But the first download that seemed really dominant at the time was this energy surrounding it's not dead, it's dormant. And it was the divine trying to get me to understand that. It was like I did a reading on Patreon, and I broke this energy out when I first was getting it in. And I don't even think that's the first time I got it in, but just really consciously understanding it to delve deeper. And what I was channeling at the time, okay, and you have to know how to apply these energies, because I'm not saying this is in stone. I'm just saying this is how I received the message. And essentially it was devil energy. It was the death card. It's this card. No need to shuffle it around. It's right here, and look for it. It's right here. Okay, so there's endings, there's new beginnings, there's transformation, there's change. And I feel like the divine is trying to show you one aspect of this card, while devil energy is trying to bait you into another aspect. Now, it could be the other way around. Devil energy could be trying to pull you into this transformative energy where there is no proof that that could be possible. So it's an illusion. And divine is trying to show you the truth that something has reached its end. But the way I originally channeled it was the divine is trying to transform something while devil energy is trying to make you think something's dead. It's like my orchids. That was the example I used. And it's not just my orchids. I have other plants. Even that big one right here, that's blossoming. That's Persephone. She's very special. She's the first plant I ever had like a telepathic connection with. Okay, it was very intense. She has her own personality and everything, but I call her Persephone. And I got her last year at a convenience store. Okay, and she was in full bloom. She was smaller, but she was all pink flowers. I'm like, oh, wow. And I brought her home, and she was the only plant that survived that whole summer. So all the other plants that I got, they died except for her. And all her petals went away, and something just said, keep her. Man, she's blown. The wind blew her. She's dropped. She's been through hell, man. And I moved here, and I brought her here, and I worked hard all winter to keep her alive. And here she is in full bloom again. It's no different than my orchids. They go through this process. Do you see that one there? That one that's in bloom, that white one? That one there, I must have had that orchid for about 8 months now. One of the first orchids I got moving here. You know, I love orchids in divine feminine season. Fall, winter. and she just bloomed again. She's in bloom again. So there's this energy where the divine was like, let your heart feel life, feel what's valuable, to know where to invest your time, where there could be transformation, to be open to it, and to know the difference of when something is truly dead. It's the death card, but there's multiple meanings to it. And I just feel like there is this XY paradigm, this lower, higher vibrational energy that's creating a pull. And I feel like that was the example that the divine gave me, which had to do with the orchids and not giving up on them. So many people throw their orchids away when they go through this process where their flowers and stems die and they're just the leaves. But if you don't give up on them, what do you get? You get a beautiful orchid again instead of having to buy a new one, right? So there's some kind of attention. I'm not really sure. We'll break out that energy a little bit more, but it does feel like it's like the butterfly. And what's crazy is I was watching some shit on the news that was talking about, or it could have been Discovery, that was talking about how the monarch butterflies are going extinct in North America. And it had to do with, and it was fucking up the ecosystem. It had to do with this new spray that they were putting on these crops that were better for our consumption. So they had less chemicals, but they layered the plants in a way that stopped butterflies from being able to eat. So essentially butterflies were dying of starvation. Okay. And that's a really big spiritual sign. This is devil energies trying to stop transformation from occurring. And I just feel like, because that's what the butterfly represents, it's transformation. Like imagine you looked at a caterpillar on a tree, or you just see it when its metamorphosis stage, just this, it looks like a hunk of shit on a tree. It doesn't look like nothing. And you don't see no value. That's the devil trying to tell you there's no value in that. That ain't shit. Meanwhile, the potential of it, what it can transform into, it's a whole metamorphosis. It's a metamorphosis. That this is the divine, right? Because the devil energy can't trick you if you understand what metamorphosis is and you acknowledge that within your own metamorphosis, right? This is so that you can understand when things come back around to you, if it's for your best interest or if it's just to delay your progress, bring you back, drain your energy, whatever the case is. We have a really negative connotation surrounding our past, and that's part of the problem because we don't understand transformation. Devil energy wants us to just see death, destruction, death. No transformation, no metamorphosis. And that's all represented here by death. Both are, really. So just try to see, it's really about what the divine is trying to encourage you to do. And it could be surrender and allow something to pass, to truly die. And because for some of you, this energy is actually surrounding a past loved one. Some of you guys experienced death in the past year or two. And for some of you, your loved ones are they're really struggling to get you to connect with them now that they're on the other side. It's like you're not understanding the transformation. You're just seeing the side that devil energy wants you to see, which is the death, meaning they're no longer in this realm. Okay. Now they're in another realm. And because of quantum entanglement, as well as the laws of emergent properties, which we're going to touch on, you are actually still connected. So then what would actually this mean? That this isn't, your connection with this person isn't dead. It is dormant. Why? Because you don't have an understanding that it has transformed, meaning you can still be connected to this person in a very, very new way, but just as close, maybe even closer. There's things that I tell my granny I would never tell her if she was alive, but she's dead and she's crossed over and we have a different relationship now. So I tell her all kinds of things that most people don't tell their granny, that I wouldn't even tell my granny's alive. supporting me through shit that I would have held a secret because I would have been too ashamed to tell them, but there's no shame. So we're closer than we ever were, which was part of the plan. So some of you guys really need to allow yourself to be open to these ancestors that are trying to connect with you. And I'm more focused right now on the ancestors that you knew them in this lifetime. Because there is also another energy, and this is more so somebody you haven't met in this lifetime. I got a vision of the collective freaking out, being like, it's an old friend. It's a familiar face. It's an old friend, except for when this vision happened to me, I saw somebody that I didn't recognize in this lifetime. But the way I felt, it felt like it was my friend. I was just like, I felt like, yo, oh my God, it's been so long. Where have you been? I was in tears. This was all a vision. So I'm sharing with you guys, collective, that I believe that this is part of the energy we were tapping into a few weeks about these soulmates, right? Coming back into union with soulmates, however that's occurring, your soul tribe. But these are soulmates. These are people you've done lifetimes over and over with in very different dynamics, going from friends to lovers to family members to strangers, meaning people you just pass by. You understand? Some of you guys, you don't even know that your mothers, your fathers, these lovers, these soulmates, some of them in the next lifetime, you'll only merely know them as somebody you pass by. Or maybe somebody you just passed by, or was somebody you saw regularly but never had any real connection with, can end up being somebody very close to you in another lifetime. I don't know the rules. I just know that there's this pattern of these same souls. And it has to do with this emergent properties, which is really the 10 of Pentacles, right? This is this quantum entanglement. No matter how far away we were, no matter how many lifetimes we've been apart, no matter how many kilometers are away, there's this connection. And then the emergence properties is this connection coming together and it changing you, collective. Emergent properties are the characteristics one gain when they, hold on, let me read it. Emergent property is a characteristic an entity gains when it becomes part of a bigger system. Emergent properties help living organisms better adapt to their environment and increase their chances of survival. So why I feel like the divine is bringing me to this, and that's not usually the angle that I channel messages. It's very scientifical and, it's a different side of my brain, but I get it because it's trying to show the law of the universe, the patterns. Some of you guys, you're not understanding why things are occurring. And I feel like the universe is trying to say, because you're part of a bigger mechanism here. So we might, yes, we're going to will things. Yes, we're going to try to manifest, but we're part of a bigger system here. You understand? And I just feel like your 10 of Pentacles that you're coming into union with better helps you to survive. That's why there was so much of this focus on healing our heart chakras, knowing discernment, being open, even after all of the everything we went through with regards to relationships and trying to build foundations with people, right? So now you're about to be on a timeline where you're building these new foundations, and these are pivotal to your further ascension and development and your survival on these new timelines. I was also channeling that these new beginnings that the collective are stepping into are extremely triggering, and it's this high and low energy, which it part of why it's so triggering is because in your karmic cycle, when you experience these lows, you typically would have bailed for some of you, or it was the opposite. You didn't have any boundaries. So you would drag yourself through the lows and be the only one responsible of trying to bring highs. Meanwhile, your partner just keep bringing the lows. So it always felt draining. Where in these new beginnings, collective, try to bear with me here. I feel like there's a better balance of how you're handling the highs and the lows. And I feel like there's this, because you guys have stepped into this unconditional love energy, you understand the highs and lows within your own soul journey, within how you feel on a daily, weekly basis, whatever the case is, that you're better able to give that understanding to somebody else or other people. This is all helping. This is all helping your union energy, and it's because of emergent properties. You are meant to evolve. There are characteristics that you are going to gain. You are going to transform and evolve. It's no different than the evolution that occurred in your independence and your singlehood. You needed to do that to evolve, to gain these very important properties, these gifts, these abilities. But now it's on the other side, where it's the emergent properties, where you're gaining these characteristics by coming into union with the right people, that you have the discernment to be able to understand. Some of these emergent properties, these characteristics that you're gaining, are not actually evolving you, which is part of the problem. Some of you guys are going to come out of union with a group because the characteristics that you're gaining are not helping you to evolve. They're not helping you to survive. If anything, they're putting your life in detriment. So then that means the universe is going to try to pull you away. You understand? I hope so. I was also channeling that some of you guys, it's a very specific group of you that are being highly initiated. And it's because you want to feel light. Some of you guys, and this is, like I said, this is a very small group, if not one person, but you went through a serious atrocity, a heinous crime. This could have been somebody murdered your family member. This could have been somebody stole something. This is a very bad crime against you and yours that resulted in something terrible. The thing is, though, is that I'm tapping into somebody who is identifying a karmic cycle, and emotionally, it's not that they're removed from what they're going through, but they see the bigger picture. This is somebody who doesn't want somebody to be charged or to do that kind of time. This is somebody who's looking at the bigger problem and going, how is this going to help? This is somebody who doesn't want to judge somebody in the way the people around them think they should be judged. But the crime was to you. So people are thinking this is what they deserve and this is what they should get and this and this and this. And you get it. But at the same time, you're like, it doesn't help anything. It's now 2 lives. It's now a bigger problem. It's now more money. There's something here where I feel like you're not being supported in bringing forgiveness and ending some kind of karmic cycle that has to do with something really dark. Okay, I don't know what else about that. We're going to keep going, though, because there's so many messages, right? And we're already 20 minutes in. Wow. Okay. Thank you to everybody who's joined the live. I appreciate you guys. Bear with me while I get through these messages and all these decks. We might be here a while. Please like the video if you can. I appreciate it. And yeah. Then, hold on. We're going to pray before I pull a card. Yeah, this familiar face, this is not somebody, and if this is somebody that is in the 3D, like if this is somebody you knew in this lifetime, this is not somebody that you don't want to see. This is somebody you might have forgot that you missed because it had just been so much time in between the two of you. When you see this person again, collective, all I see is like your inner child. I see you like in tears. You're so excited and happy. I see you guys hugging each other. I don't know the nature of this relationship. All I know is that there isn't this like conflict resolution energy between the two. And if it is, it's incredibly mild. The space, the missing each other over trumps whatever conflict they might have had, right? Where there's other people that could be coming back, or you're coming back into union with where you don't feel that way. Okay, but the message is this old friend. It's an old friend. Whatever the nature was, whether it's a family member or romantic partner, there was a bond and a friendship between these two people. And the universe put them out of union. And the minute they see each other again, quantum entanglement proves itself again. The connection wasn't lost. It's like they pick up where they left off. It's like they want to catch up and what's been going on. There's such a curiosity to know what happened with each other in that space of time where they weren't together. There's an excitement. There's this childlike excitement. Okay. This could even be a childhood friend. All right. Okay, there's also this experience that's going to come in. This is more on the romantic side. I feel like some of you guys were really not sure who I'm not going to say who your divine partner is. You were not sure if this person was your divine partner. That's a completely different point of view, okay? There is some kind of experience that occurs between two people that gets them, or at least one person, to really feel sure that they are counterparts. Where I feel like there was a lack of surety. I feel like some of you were holding back. You were holding back because you weren't sure. Remember last week we talked about no longer holding back, and it very well could be because of this clarity that comes into the collective. And I think that you needed that, and you didn't know how to pinpoint it. You didn't know what to ask for. You didn't know. You were not sure within yourself. There are certain, it's like you asked the universe for clarity about somebody in particular, and if they were your divine partner. Not who is it, like where. No, it's like, is this person the one? Because I am not sure. I'm feeling all of these things. There was a lack of clarity. There are experiences that are going to occur. And some of you guys have been dating for a long time and are in actual relationships where some of you guys, you haven't gone steady. You haven't initiated the romance. You haven't had sex yet. Some of you even kissed or even talked about emotions, but there are certain things that happen that make this a lot clearer and a lot harder to avoid, and brings this sense of wanting to discuss, or makes it super clear. So now progressing to the next phase, you don't have resistance about it anymore, or your partner don't resist it maybe where they were last year or a couple months ago. I'm also tapping in. I know so many messages. I'm also tapping in, and that's where I was going to pull the Tarot of Forbidden Dreams, this deck. You guys already know. This is a very sexual 18 plus deck. But what was actually triggering it was I got a vision of two people, and they're talking to each other and they're being all like cordial, and all they want to do is rip each other's clothes off. But the way they're acting, it's so funny though. It's just the veil, right? It's just a veil. Like, they're both doing it. They're both, it's not even a pretending, it's a holding back. Okay? It is a straight pretending, straight up, because what I saw in the ethers, so I'm looking at, the way it actually, the vision happened was, it was a boardroom, and I was sitting beside somebody in the boardroom, and I could see their mind. And I could see them looking at somebody across the table. And then when that person looked at the person I was sitting beside, I could read their mind, and they were fucking. And I was like, oh. So some of you guys are actually having an affair in the workplace. Some of you guys you have an intense connection, and this person is in your workplace, but regardless, it doesn't have to be. I'm tapping into two people that are incredibly attracted to each other, not sure if the other person knows it. And they haven't explored this yet. They haven't breached past the veil, which is this pretending like there isn't an intense connection. That's going to get pushed past, which is going to create for many of you guys this ace energy. So again, going back to the aces, these intense highs and lows, they also are initiating you into this unconditional love. So you're going to get a lot more clear that somebody is really for you. This is your friend, your close friend. This is your friend for life. This is your partner, because I just totally forgot what I was saying. I heard an airplane, like a jet in the sky, and all of a sudden, like That's so strange. It's because of the highs and lows. Now the jet's going away and now I can hear it clearly. That's so weird. It's the highs and the lows that you're going to go through. Highs, so they feel blissful. It feels great. If it was career, this is excitement. You know, you're seeing the glamour, the glitz, the accolades. You're getting all of that shit. You know, the rose-colored glasses, the all of that. And then you go through a low. So just as intense, imagine just as intense as that high was, is as intense as the low is going to be or was. Okay? They mirror each other. It's about how you feel after that. So some of you guys, I'm tapping into you guys about to go through a peak, a high, or a low, where for others of you, I'm tapping in, you've gone through both. And now you're really sitting there going, I feel confident about this person because I've went through highs and lows with them. Where on your karmic cycle, it could have been, like I said, you dragged yourself through the lows, or you were adverse. You weren't willing to go through lows with people. You chased the high. And that's why we have such a junkie culture, because we're so adverse to dealing with lows. We don't have the capacity. We don't support each other in coping with the lower vibrational aspects, because we're always chasing happiness and fucking all of this shit. And of course we want to be happy, but what does that mean? Happiness at the expense of putting things under the rug and rotting out our foundations and making it harder for the generations past, and not dealing with the lows because we're not equipped, because we're afraid, because we're terrified of being depressed. When depression is a fundamental part of your brain and soul's expansion through the realms, your own soul. If we started supporting each other in this shit, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we would have a really different culture, you know, and way of living as a overall collective. Anyways, I think you guys get the point, but let's pray, because we are 30 minutes in. All right. No, we didn't pray. I just had to get those downloads out. It felt like a lot had to get out, which I also feel like is part of the energies that are coming in. And I feel like this will happen within Leo season. There's somebody just needs to get it out. They need you to just not talk, and they just need you to just hear them out for a second and just get all of this out, because they've been sitting on it. Like, so that could have been a message within itself. All right. But anyways, let's pray. Creator God, Prime Source, ancestors, guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now, please allow me to communicate clearly with the collective all the messages that are in our greatest good, surrounding our material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to us, our personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Creator God, Prime Source, ancestors, guardian angels, for everything you do for me and the collective of Irregular, all the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, and the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you, so glory be to the Most High, forever and ever. Amen. Whoa. I'm sorry. It's just, this is personal to me, because I don't know if you guys saw the post that I just did on our YouTube community board. I posted my reenactment of the lion, of the strength card with Thora, and the first card that came out was strength. I'm just seeing myself in a way that that everything about my ex paradigm wanted me to not see myself like this. And Leo season really just helped me to embrace this strength, this love, unconditional love of self, you know. Anyway, I think Leo season did this for a lot of you guys too, you know. Anyways, we've got the moon in reverse. Okay. The sun is also represented by Leo season. And we already talked about there are things that are coming to light. There are things that are coming to the surface, okay, that require your strength to navigate through. What does it mean? What does it mean when these things get revealed? The strength to be able to face them, the strength to be able to respond and not react, you know? I also was tapping into, there's somebody who refused to accept that they were wrong. And because of that, their ego, okay, so if we flip this upside down, their ego stopped them, created an illusion. Their ego said, you can't admit you're wrong. So then it created another path and an illusion that you had to live by if you weren't going to admit the truth about something. That you made the wrong decision, that you picked the wrong path. This is what happens. It's not about the mistake collective. There's no such thing as mistakes. A lot of those left turns are to show you, oh, that's not the right way. Let me go this way. But if your ego gets involved, you'll say, no, I'm going to look past all the fucking signs that are telling me I shouldn't go this way, all because I can't admit that I made the wrong decision and I wasn't correct when I swore I was right. Where I wasn't as big and bad, or I wasn't as a hot shot as I thought. So don't let your ego stop you from letting these moments align you, because I'm just seeing some people are feeling really lost. They don't understand how they got where they are. And again, if you really look at it, it's your ego that's stopping you from seeing that it was your ego that chose to keep going down this path. And what was the ego protecting? An insecurity. That's why the ego isn't bad. The ego is part of the reason why many of us survive, considering how insecure we've lived, were, or are. I feel like somebody's ego is about to be exposed. I feel like that whole energetic domination energy, you guys really took that shit to heart, and you guys have people's egos naked. So you could have people lashing out at you. Who cares? Like, they're not, I don't even feel so, because I honestly think that a lot of you guys are in a low vibrational energy because you're anticipating dealing with some karmic shit coming back to you. And the fact of it is that karmic energy that you insist on tapping into is busy. And the reason why you're able to tap into it is God is showing you, should you not choose love and the path of healing, you'll end up just like that. That's the only reason why you guys are reading these karmic that path, because that path could have been you, just like they are reading your journey and realizing that could have been me if I picked the path of authenticity. Well, if you don't pick the path of authenticity collective, well, you're looking at how that shit's going to turn out for you. You want to get into relationships just because you don't want to be alone? Well, you're going to look at how fucking karmically ridiculous that ends up looking for you later down the road. Because you're reading about your karmics. That can be you. They're your karmics. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I hope so, because I'm feeling like I'm on a rant. Look at the Ace of Cups. I spilled water at least 3 or 4 times today. To the point where I'm like, this is probably a channeled message, because I don't understand. I just kept spilling water. Like out of my bottle, out of the fucking, the water plant, like out of all, like it just water. So I feel like this is also with the moon energy. This is very emotional. This is very intense, emotional exchange. And I know it's not an exchange. It's kind of like what I did at the beginning of this reading. I just had to get it out. So the person has to just allow themselves to let these emotions flow out, and whoever is in receiving of these emotions has to allow the Piscean energy to allow them to just receive without taking it personally, and really just understand that what this person is saying and how this person feels, even if it's about you, isn't a reflection of you, it's a reflection of them. So should you not let your ego take this personally, you'll really understand how somebody feels. And there are illusions, collective. So you feel certain ways, and they're based off of lies, and they're coming to the surface. And you're gonna, should your ego not get in the way, you'll be feeling a lot better, and you'll feel very differently. You might even have to apologize and say, I treated you a certain way based off of what I was told or what I thought, even though that wasn't, it was a lie. So you can go and blame the person for lying, or you can take accountability for the actions you took because you believe the lies that were told to you. Who are you going to be? Are you going to be the karmic version of yourself that just blames, which is a mental illness? Or are you going to be the divine version of you that takes accountability and apologizes to whoever you disrespected or treated poorly based off of misinformation? Who are you? Because I read for the latter, best believe. Because all these people that swear they're divine, they're people that blame and they take no accountability. So they're living with this illusion of divinity. There is no karmic, there's no light without darkness. So there is no divinity without karmic. Excuse me. Feels amazing. Of course it does. It's accountability is empowering. You know what I'm saying? It truly empowers. It puts you in energetic dominance is what it does. Don't you want to be powerful people? Thank you. Thank you guys for the blessings. 2 of Cups. I feel like there's a lot that's going to get revealed surrounding these karmic and divine unions. Whether it's the same person or this karmic and divine partnership is depicted in 2 different people. It really doesn't matter. There's clarity that connects the 2. The clarity you get about your karmic cycle helps bring clarity about your divine path. The clarity you have about your karmic journey, your karmic partners in the past, whatever, is bringing you this clarity and this sense of newness. It's like, let's see what else though. Yeah, the 4 of Wands, the Daughter of Fire, and the 3 of Wands. It's the 4 of Wands with the 2 of Cups. I feel like there were illusions that were stopping people from expressing their feelings to each other. These illusions are being blown out of the water. So there's these expressions that's occurring. And then the 3 of Cups, that's abundance. That's union energy too. Right? So I feel like it's just time. It's the natural order. You guys don't have to put so much pressure on yourself. I feel like with this whole quantum entanglement and emergence properties, it's the universe trying to tell me like a lot of this just is how things happen. You have so much universal support should you be in union with the ecosystem, which is what we've been working on for years. Okay, let's see what else though. The Fool, union, a brand new beginning. Some of you guys feel forced to explore a connection because of a pregnancy. Some of you guys, you choose to explore a connection and you conceive something with this person, which I feel like could be part of the experience that gets you to realize that this is your divine partner because of what you've gone through. I feel like I'm speaking to somebody who's gone through a high and a low. And now when they get back to this middle point, there's something that's conceived. There's this confirmation. There's an experience. There's something that happens that gets these people to say, wow, like you're really my person, or you're really my friend, or like it's experiential intimacy. Okay, so now we're talking about intimacy. So look at the Hierophant. Oh my God, the Hierophant with deception. Oh no, that's bad. And then the Mother of Earth. Oh, that's somebody on a fucking, oh wow. Look at this. Somebody is on a fucking renegade. This is somebody who is coming for the Hierophant's head. Because the Hierophant came out with the 7 of Swords. This is somebody in power. This is an authority. This is somebody who is the head of an organization. This is somebody who, it's something like that. This could be a teacher, an educator, a professor, something like that. The deception. And the Mother of Earth is in the 9 of Wands energy. This Mother of Earth is not letting this slide. Is not going to be afraid. Doesn't give a fuck about the authority of this Hierophant. This woman is going for a masculine's head top. And this is a masculine that is in some kind of power, but he functions in the 7 of Swords. So this is very bad. This is very demonic. This isn't just like the Five of Swords where you can look over it. This is the Seven of Swords. This person's like, I can't look past this, and is now trying to take some kind of action to bring justice, to bring awareness, which is part of what comes out. The moon came in reverse. Okay, what else? And then the High Priestess came in the reverse, the Hierophant and the High Priestess. So that's also, if somebody had a secret lover, if somebody was keeping their emotions a secret, look at that. And then we have the Four of Wands in reverse. I feel like somebody was keeping their union, their relationship, or they were keeping it a secret. They were keeping who they wanted to be with, who they were going to pursue, a secret, and that's coming out now. People are now going to know who this person's with, who this person's being pursued by, pursuing. It's like, but it was once a secret. The High Priestess upright with the Hierophant, this is like a couple that is secret. And I'm not saying both of them want to be a secret. Both of them could have agreed to keep the relationship a secret, or only one of them could have. This could have been somebody who was married, who had genuine feelings and a connection with somebody else, didn't pursue it, didn't acknowledge it. Now that's coming out. The Universe and the Empress. Okay, let's pull from a different deck now. We're already 41 minutes in, and we're only 2 decks in, and I've got lots. How are you guys? At the end of the reading, I'm going to ask you guys, like, if you guys want to ask questions based on the reading, because I just come off really fast. I say the reading, and then I'm like, bye. I don't really chill with you guys at all. So if you guys have any questions about these energies or anything like that, we can talk about them at the end, because I get distracted with the chat. The World in reverse and the Devil in reverse. These are both in reverse. I just have to take it that way. But the whole deck was in reverse. What does this mean? Thank you, Creator God, Prime Source, Ancestors, and Guardian Angels. Can you please clarify this here? The Nine of Wands again, with the Two of Cups again. I get it. I get everything except for the World in reverse. I'll show you guys them in a second. Why is the World in reverse? That usually speaks of something isn't finished yet, unfinished business. The cycle hasn't completed yet. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Oh, wow. That is so beautiful. A cycle ends when somebody pursues their heart's desires. The devil can't hold somebody back anymore. So this is somebody who, it's like they have the green light. The only reason why the world is in reverse is because this Knight of Cups hasn't happened yet. And this is surrounding a relationship. So this is some of you guys could be single. If you're single, I feel like you've been single for a while, or you haven't had a long-term relationship in a long time. So none of the relationships could really pick up. But I do think you might have had one person in mind. For those of you that dated quite a bit, but it couldn't ground into anything, I think there was one person in particular that you felt you had a real connection with, but it didn't take off. You kind of let it go and you just kept dating. I feel like that could potentially come back around. I feel like you do have unfinished business with somebody because of what wasn't explored. Not unfinished business because you explored a bunch of demonic, evil, low vibrational shit, and you're hoping that you'll have some highs with them. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about two people who feel drawn, but they don't have a lot of experimental. They don't have intimacy. There's a connection. There's no intimacy, but they want to explore it. Anyways, and then the King of Cups. Yeah, they want to explore it. Wow. There's a lot of sexual energy, and it's Scorpio. It has to do with this death transformation energy too. That was a really prominent energy. So I'm not surprised that this sexual intimacy exploration is in the collective right now. I also feel like that's interesting. Okay, there's another message. There's multiple. Okay, so look here. Some of you guys, this is, if you're single, look at you just rubbing it out. Fucking, you're 9 of Wands. You're tired of being single. You're tired of fucking, you know, having to rub it out on your own. Like, you're just over singlehood. Like, you don't give a fuck anymore. Some of you guys don't even care about a divine partner. You just want somebody like who's high vibrational enough to just like have intimacy with, sex with. You don't even care, which is interesting because that could even just be you needing to come out of this like really restrictive energy. You could have had a lot of conditions on love and partnership, which is stopping you from manifesting a partner. So I think you're easing up that really oppressive energy and kind of opening up so that manifestation can come in. But look what happens shortly after. And it's the 2 of Cups, which could be within the next two months. Some of you guys, you while you're masturbating, like, you can use that to manifest your partner. So while you're masturbating, think of, let what you want get you off, if that makes sense. Okay, really think about what it is that you want and how it is that you're being touched and treated and dealt with, and let that get you hard or wet or whatever the case is. It's using your sexual energy to manifest, essentially. They call it sex magic because people could do this to you. But if you don't have a sexual connection with them, they're really masturbating and like imagining sex with a whole demon. So they think they're having sex with you and it's a whole demon doing all that nasty shit that they're envisioning you doing. It's a demon doing it to them, and you're none the wiser, and you're going off about your fucking business. So that sex magic shit, be careful. Use it to manifest your own business and your own life. But when you start playing with other people, you're fucking demons. And you think it's them, and it's a whole demon just fucking doing your ass in. That's a whole thing. I saw the most disturbing thing one day on Instagram, I think, and it was like some guy being like, that people didn't think it was real, and I knew it was real. I knew it was real. That shit happens, man. Anyways, the 10 of Coins, moving on. The 9 of Cups, the 8 of Swords. Some of you guys, your partner wants to start a family, or you do and your partner doesn't. It's not that they don't. Somebody is, they feel a little less open. It's like they don't feel ready to do this yet. They still are keeping you at arm's length, and I think it's really your dreams or your aspirations or the other reason. I feel like somebody's keeping their partner at arm's length because of how serious it's getting, or because you've revealed your true intentions of what you want for a connection. I feel like somebody's pushing away, and it's not because of you, it's because of they're feeling triggered about the level of intimacy you're asking them for, or that you're willing to explore with them, or that you are even revealing within yourself to them. Somebody's uncomfortable. I'm getting that somebody's uncomfortable. The 7 of Swords again. Oh my God, yo. I'm gonna done this reading. You guys know how to feel about the 7 of Swords. Okay, let's pull the Lenormand. Hey guys. Okay, trolls being antisocial. Antisocial. The Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. I want to address something, but I don't know if I should do it. It had to do with that YouTuber guy. Aman, whatever his name is. He did reviews for like shows and shit. I was gonna address that. It's not even more about him, right? You guys know who he is. AIC, do it. We're here anyways. Tiara, don't kill me. We're chilling, right? You guys are chilling. Just really quickly, it kind of bothered me. And I'll tell you why. He is a 26-year-old Middle Eastern kid from the UK. Okay. And he does whatever the fuck he does. I'd seen him in the feeds, but I'm not Armand. No, I'm talking, he's Middle Eastern. He's 26. Murad Murali. That's exactly. Thank you, Seppi. Mwah. Hi, beautiful. Yes, that's exactly who I was talking about. This is just my personal opinion. Okay. I'm not going to go into this too much, but it did come up in my mind really quick. And it came up, what triggered it was the 7 of Swords too. And I just thought it was really fucked up how people just went in on him and how they were like, how disingenuous he was and how it wasn't an authentic apology and shit like that. And I was looking at some of the people that were commenting, and I thought a couple of things. I said, for one, he admits that he was doing it for money. Okay. And yes, it is very fucked up. Okay. But I don't know what's more fucked up, him doing it or the fact that he can make a living doing that. Okay. Like people will pay him. So the whole thing is fucked up, but he tries to explain where this is all rooted from, right? Essentially, he was sexually abused and this was done to him. And essentially he needed to get out of certain situations. So he started doing the fucking, what do you call it? The OnlyFans, right? Doing this weird shit, which is where they find these videos of him doing this really heinous shit, you know, like racial slurs. And it was to Black people, white people, all kind of people. He was just, but I know, and not that I'm involved, but I know that people are into weird, kinky fetish shit. People are going in on this guy. And I thought, first of all, a lot of people don't really understand what desperation will do to somebody. A lot of people haven't been severely sexually abused in that way to really understand how that can really mold you and make you comfortable with things that the general public would be like, that's disgusting or that's not comfortable. Well, to you, it isn't because it's a part of your normal, says your shadow, right? So I'm just looking at this kid. He's like 26. I'm just like, oh, fuck, he done fucked up now, right? And then I saw a bunch of white people just attacking him. You're racist. You're racist. And mind you, there was a bunch of other cultures calling him a racist and stuff, but it was the white people doing it that really disturbed me. And I'm thinking, first of all, to you, he's not in a position to be racist. And let's not deflect and project. It was just, there was so much enjoyment for these people to go in and just fucking rip him. You racist, you racist. What you put out there, you're going to get the fuck back. Just remember that shit. Times are changing. So before you want to start being the crusader for racism, make sure it doesn't deflect your own racist ass. Okay? And I just didn't think it was right to have you have all of this privilege at the expense of all these at the expense of humanity, and then you want to sit there and talk about racist this and racist that. Meanwhile, like, slavery is part of the reason why, like, anyways, I just really thought it was really fucked up the way they went in on that kid. And I think it also touched me because I found out he was so young. But anyways, I'm going to move off of that. And I don't really know why it came up in the reading. I just thought, like, how dare you? Like, mind your fucking business. But it is really fucked up what he was doing. But anyways. It's also that moon energy, right? What happens in the dark comes to light. So what the moral of the story is for that kid, though, is you're online doing videos, telling people, pretty much calling them out for their ways and telling them how they need to be accountable. And he essentially was put in a position to have to be accountable for his own shit and his own past and all of that kind of stuff, right? So again, it goes on that energetic domination shit. He's now not in energetic dominance. He was when he was researching other people's pasts and their information and being behind a screen and talking about their shit. But like I told you, you have to be okay with people talking about your shit, or else that wheel will turn around and you will not be in energetic dominance anymore. Okay? Hypocritical. This is really the reason why people were going in, and I totally get it. I'm like, it sucks for you, but it was the whole like racism and then attacking him, talking about the sexual abuse and shit. And I'll be honest, like when he cried, it was a little cringeworthy for me, but I'm also dead inside because I watched his little video that he did. It was on the blogs. I checked it out because I seen him before. He was familiar, and I'm like, oh shit, he got into some shit. He made the blogs and shit. So I just checked and I saw, and I was just like, of course he's a fucking idiot, and he got what he kind of deserved in a sense, but like, I don't know. There was a line for me. But anyways, let's see what else though. The sun. Everything that happens in the dark comes to light. The natural progression and order of things. It's just, are you going to be okay with it or not? See, if you're the moon collective, you might only make this part of you visible. You know what's here. But what if the sun comes and now lights up all of this? How do you feel about that? How does that make you feel? Thank you guys for the donations. Thank you, Kimmy. Thank you, everyone, for the donations. Okay. I'm a little dead inside. I hope that I soften up. Yeah, I know. You're not dead inside. I know, it's just they're predators. What's news? Okay, yeah. It's done in the dark. We got to accept it. Transparency. Anyways, I thought it would be an example. I guess it wasn't the greatest example. But I kind of think it is, though. Let me put the charger in. Oh, wait. Whoa. Look, I talked about, I knew I shouldn't have talked about him. I talked about Morale, and look what came in the best adult dating site, Nude. Yeah, no. I knew I shouldn't have talked about this fucker. Okay. But they're still here, though. I know I shouldn't be talking about these little fucking demons. Like, okay, let's move on. I'm getting tired. Okay. Yeah, that was I don't feel good about that energy. Like, I felt tired all of a sudden. Yeah, of course predators deserve to go to jail. Obviously. But I don't think this little fucking kid who's getting paid on OnlyFans trying to make some monies out here being a real fucking predator. Honestly, I think your sister could beat his ass. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Let me not speak on this shit. They will be dealt with spiritually correct. Predators deserve the wrath of Saturn. Get that Fiji girl. Thank you, Victoria. I was like, I think we made down a left turn. The lifestyle will get you. Yeah. LOL. Hey, from karmic 1 to karmic 2, wheel keeps turning. Ooh, the last quarter. Release and let go. So I want to clarify this with some Lenormand first. It's this release and let go energy. It's the 8 of Swords. 2 of Cups again. The 9 of Swords. And the 10 of Pentacles. So what's the big deal? I mean, hold on, guys. Maybe I do have to read this first. Because I don't get it. What's the point? There. The last quarter. That's interesting. I also feel like this has to do with the karmic cycle. I feel like this is the last quarter. You are at the last experiences. There are certain experiences that you still need to go through in order to wrap up this cycle, to truly be done it. It's like the last quarter, the last leg of the race, the last quarter of the game. It's like it's make or break time. There's almost this sense of like at the end of a game, like the last quarter, it's like you don't have a lot of time left to. So if you're behind in the game, so if it's a basketball game and you're in the last quarter and you're behind in the last quarter, you don't have a lot of time to make back, to get in the lead, to be in alignment, to get what it is you want. Somebody feels like they're running out of time somehow. That's what I also saw about the last quarter here, because with the card of being stuck, somebody's feeling like they don't have a lot of time. If they want to win, they have to, it's like the coach being like, we can make a comeback. Okay. We have this last quarter, but we've got to really fucking A, B, C, and D, whatever A, B, C, and D is. These are actions. These are things that need to be done in order to get a goal accomplished. Even if you feel like, I'm speaking to somebody who feels like they're behind. There's also two cards of being stuck surrounding the Two of Cups. Somebody I feel like feels like they can't pursue what it is that they want to. The last quarter. Now it's time for you to free yourself and let go. Get rid of the unnecessary emotional and physical clutter that you have accumulated over this last cycle. Keywords: liberation, letting go, and transition. This unnecessary and emotional physical clutter could also be baggage. And this getting rid, time is now. I feel like the universe is going to be triggering you. There are certain things that are going to happen. That's why all this past energy is coming out, collective. It gets rid of unnecessary emotional and physical clutter that makes you unavailable for what it is you're begging for and asking for. It's the end. It's like think of like a movie or a show. There's all these foreshadowing and secrets that the show has that keeps you kind of going. And the show's coming to the end because certain secrets get revealed, certain characters die, certain things happen, and you just know like this show's really coming to an end, or this movie's reaching its climax. It's almost done. I feel that way about your karmic cycle. There are things that are going to be occurring and happening that are going to be, it's like the climax. It's the last quarter. It's like, it's going to make it brings everything together like in a movie, in a sense, right? When it's at the end, they've got to tie the whole storyline together. So now you know what that scene meant and how it connected to this and why that happened and the truth. And if you knew it back then, you didn't know that back then, but you find out now. Like, it's all of this energy also I see coming in. And I feel like this is between now and Libra season. Libra season and Scorpio season are very pivotal seasons for our collective, just like August was. Okay, they're very, very important to us. They bring in a lot of change, a lot of balance, a lot of peace, a lot of justice, a lot of fucking clarity. I'm talking like all that archaic shit is coming to light, is getting handled, is getting dealt with. It's very active with regards to your karmic cycle. Even if you're on your new timelines, okay, you're with your divine partners, you could have the past come up and a lot of truth about the past come up. Or you're with somebody new and you're in a new connection and all of a sudden they get a lot of information about their karmic cycle that they didn't know. It doesn't mean that they're still involved in it. It means that they're truly in the final quarter, and your new beginning with them is a reflection of the universe agreeing that it's time for them to release and let this go. So you could be wondering, why is my ex coming when I start this new beginning? Because the universe is like, it really is done now. You really can let this go now. This is really no longer, you've truly moved on. It's like, I don't know. I think you guys understand what I'm saying. Wow. And then I look, and then there's first quarter. So there's one card in between. Look how they came out. First quarter and last quarter. And then there's one card in between the two. And it's wisdom and inspiration. Anzus. Stomach hurts now. I want to be done with this. We're going to read first quarter. This happens sometimes. I feel like this happened maybe like a month or two ago, where I was doing a reading and I just felt distracted because of my stomach. Anyway, first quarter, take action, keep moving forward in the face of obstacles, and start putting your ideas and plans into action. Be prepared to make decisions that will make them happen. These are the seeds of fate. Remember, actions plant the seeds of fate. So I feel like that triggered a lot of you guys into action, understanding that if you want certain things that you're dreaming of, there are things you can do now that put you in alignment with them. And these are these seeds. But I want to read wisdom, though, because there's a connection between these two. I have a surprise for you guys. Can't share it yet. I'll let you know in a few weeks. There it is. All right. Wisdom. The mouth is the beginning. The mouth is the beginning of all speech, a support system, a support to wisdom, and a comfort to the wise, and a prosperity and trust to every earl. Anzus symbolizes intelligence, knowledge, mental abilities. It announces a period of spiritual awakening. You will be called upon to explore spiritual matters and try to acquire wisdom and understanding of events and people around you. In Anzus, you can see the time when it is good to take advice from elders and people who have more significant life experience than you have. This will enable you to move forward in life with more prudence and moderation. Don't ignore messages simply because you don't like the content. I looked down and somebody said she's pregnant. I know you ain't talking about me unless it's the fucking Immaculate Conception. Oh, don't worry though. I already seen my babies. I've already seen them. It's all a matter of time. I'm just enjoying my life the way it is. You understand? Because once I do become mother, wife, and all that, like, it's a different life. And I'm not going to be with husband and kids crying and wishing I did things. No, I've done it all. I'm pretty sure. Because you said you have a surprise. Oh, I said I had a surprise and I was rubbing my stomach. That's funny. No. That's not that surprise. And when I do get like pregnant and like have babies, you guys won't know like that. Like not until way later. You guys will see a whole transformation in my body and will be like, Destiny, you're pregnant, right? And I'll be like, no, not me. Don't worry. You won't be the first to know. Anyway. Okay. So every experience can be a lesson to teach you to see the truth and your knowledge and wisdom. Inheritance of knowledge, messages, communication, guidance, advice, creativity, wisdom, intelligence, inspiration, and knowledge. Misunderstandings or misinterpreting information, lying, manipulating, and miscommunication. Okay, so that kind of then this misunderstanding or interpreting of information has to do with something that you need to seek forgiveness about, collective. You misinterpreted something. You took a lie and information that wasn't credible and you acted on it. You treated somebody a way because of what you were told and it was a lie, and you need to make good on that, or else karma is going to come for your ass. Okay? I need to eat food. That's what it is. I didn't eat enough today, and now my stomach's full of gas, and I'm trying to read, and that's not good. Trevor, you're cute. Oh, look at, I see flirting in the chat. Are you guys flirting in the chat? Oh, gas was right. I'm eating right now. Sorry. Tira! Oh, fuck. Guys, I was gonna do like a little like chatty period, but like I gotta go to the washroom. I gotta go get something to eat. Like there's all these things happening to my system. I don't know. What chakra is this? What chakra is this? This is the whatever chakra this is, it's going wild right now. The solar, the sacral. I don't know, it's going off. Wiling. All right, you know what? I think I'm just gonna wrap up the reading. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I feel bad. I had all these plans. I had all these fucking plans. But things happen, you know, we're all divinely guided. And I'm being divinely guided to go to the washroom and to go and eat a proper meal now. And because then I gotta go walk the dog. And if my stomach's hurting like this, it just won't happen, right? And I'll get bad karma for that. Ow. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. And I gotta pee. You know what? I think it's time to wrap. Okay? I love you guys. I'm sorry. All right? I'll catch you guys Monday. We'll resume. We'll pick up where we left off. We'll probably even surpass those energies. Okay? I don't know. I gave you the vomit. The energies was very strange this reading. Let me not flash. You know what? 3 of Cups. Oh yeah, 3 of Clubs. Yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back. We're just all individually living our best lives, building businesses, doing this thing called ascension. You get me? I love you guys too. I love you guys. All right. I wish I had so many plans for this reading, but I don't think we have to do it all in a day. So maybe actually I'll come back live in the week. Yeah, I'll still do Mondays. I like our Monday vibes, but I don't have to do only once a week, right? But we'll see. All right. Anyways, I love you guys. Until the next time I see you, keep letting your inner angels live. Mwah. Ciao. Sins of pleasure. Solar plexus. I feel like I gotta join the Patreon. Oh yeah, Patreon/Queen Cup. Please like the video, guys, and for frankincense, www.queencup.ca. Oh, we're about to launch the starter kit. It's like a miniature smudge kit. It's like, I don't know, $70. It's a small jar like this big with the small burner like this and a stick of charcoal with a little burlap bag. So we're going to launch that soon. Because we were going to do a travel kit. Remember we had the travel kit before, but we just decided to do a starter kit, like a mini kit. Anyways, I love you guys. I'll catch you guys later. Ciao.